Okay, gang, we are doing the check-in a little bit early when I've got the energy in which to do it. 2 weeks out, just over 2 weeks. Just coming back from the gym, did a light workout. Not a ton of energy left in the tank. My sleep has been kind of crappy, so I basically knocked off all the stimulants, taking the caffeine down to 0. I switched my Nespresso coffees in the morning to decaf, and you know what? I kind of like it. Coach Paul said we're not adding any cream now or any coffee additives. Usually was thrown in like a little splash of cream, literally a splash, just to change the color basically. And now I'm doing it au noir, and quite honestly, I don't mind it. It's amazing how we get used to it. It's like switching from 2% milk down to skim milk, and initially it tastes like crap, and then after a while, well, you just get used to it. So got some changes coming down the pipes. Did my last check-in after the high day, doing the carb cycling, and with the carb cycling we have medium days on training days. We have low days where we don't need as many calories because the output is much lower. Cardio is at 12,000 steps a day. I do it on the treadmill, incline number 3, speed 3. I use the step tracker app in which to count my steps. Get in 12,000. Paul has dropped me down to 10,000 steps, which gives me a little bit of a break, but it still ends up being 10,000 steps, an hour and 40 minutes of walking. So we had a really productive week. YouTube, woohoo! We got monetized this week. So getting paid, your boys getting paid at Gazey Fitness. Thank you to all those who have subscribed to our videos, shared, watched, commented, liked. Make sure you do so on this video. It's greatly appreciated. We got a rainy day here in Lethbridge, Alberta, 5 degrees. And it's a little bit soggy, so it was a good day to get a little workout in. I did a bit of a chest pump, moved some blood around, had my ANS Prophecy pre-workout. I love the stuff. I hit it about half hour before my workout. Make sure you use my code Gazey, G-A-Z-E-Y, or Z if you're our American friends to the south. It saves you 20% off. Their products are awesome. Really enjoy them. Still has a bit of caffeine in it. That's the stimulant that I get. I believe it's about 250 milligrams, but it's a clean source of caffeine, so it doesn't leave you feeling like shit. You know, it doesn't spike your energy and then drop it right off again. I've got the heat seater on. It's basically cooking my ass. Can you smell it? That's ass cooking. As you get leaner, a little more sensitive to the temperatures for sure. I can feel it. I feel the cold much more colder. I feel the heat much more hotter. Got the tan kicking in. Only have a few more of those left. So we dropped the cardio down to 10,000 steps. Drop the fat burners right down. I've been using the Lipodrine fat burner, got it from the States, because trying to find ephedrine in Canada is pretty much like crack cocaine here. It's pretty much obsolete, so I ordered it from the States, which kind of sucks because the Canadian to US exchange is garbage. I think we're paying nearly 40%, but when it comes to show day, you better get used to opening your wallet, because cookies are not cheap, my friend. I woke up at 4 o'clock this morning, the usual Daryl can't sleep, head's going, brain's going, body's going, metabolism's going. On low calories, just can't sleep. I'm averaging about 3 or 4 hours a night, which for an old guy is not awful, but it's not optimal. So this stretch, I'm going to focus more on my recovery, get into the hot tub a little bit of the sauna, now that the activity's starting to taper down a bit. The workouts are starting to taper down, not on purpose, but just because that's what they have to do as you get more and more tired going into the show. So I believe I am ready now, 2 weeks out, which is where we wanted to be. Just so there's no last minute bullshit trickery going on. If you're not in shape at this point, that last peak week is not going to make a tremendous amount of difference. You probably should have held off and maybe done another show or planned one a little bit longer. But I've been on this deficit now for nearly a year. It's been a hard one, but that's my fault. I let myself get out of shape, enjoyed the restaurant scene a little bit too much. So I made sure that, hey, this time I'm doing something a little bit different, which is I'm gonna stay with Coach Paul in the off season for a little bit. Gonna help me after the show so I don't turn into a big fat blimp. So I asked him, you know, what are the rules of engagement for after the show? And his response was a smart one. You know, Paul is an IFBB pro, many years of experience, coached a ton of people, highly recommend him for more advanced people. He said, after the show, do what you like that evening as far as food goes, eat a bit like an asshole and get it out of your system on the following Sunday. See, the advantage I have though, if you called it an advantage, is Lethbridge is about 4 hours away from Red Deer, Alberta. So it's not like I'm going to be stopping at every drive-through on the way home to eat. So my window of assholism is going to be fairly small. So that's going to save me a little bit. I've already made a list of the shit that I want to get back. And you know when your brain's talking to you every couple minutes saying, eat this and eat that, it's probably a good chance I'm not going to get to most of it, which is good because I don't want to blimp up. After the show, your body's so sensitive to that caloric rebound that you're going to soak up nutrients, including fat and garbage, like a sponge. You're going to feel like shit, and so I'm going into it with the knowledge of, I know I'm going to feel like shit. I'm just going to ride it out, get it out of my system, eat quite a few of those $15 cookies. I had this brilliant idea when I woke up this morning that I had to text Antonella, Coach A, get it off my plate, because we have got a wonderful couple who's been supportive through this entire journey. Big shout out to Jessica and husband Levi for commenting on our posts, watching our videos, just kind of being in our corner when we needed them, which is fantastic. So we're going to cut up those cookies into little bite-sized chunks. So we're going to have a little bit of a smorgasbord of expensive cookies, from Kai Kai cookies, Knicks Knacks, YVR cookies. These things look like baby elephants. If a baby elephant were a cookie, this would be it. So I'm going to taste what a $15 cookie feels like, tastes like after the show. Probably feel like shit, not want to do it anymore, and then get my ass back into the gym. And then we've got about a week of downtime where I'm going to train still and take advantage of that anabolic window, because you're going to grow. You're so receptive to growth at that point in calories, and your calories have been so low that when you bring it up to maintenance level, it's an optimal time to train. Have my hormone replacement doctor reached out to me yesterday and said that I'm due for lab work, my blood work, which is great to check out. But my fear is I'm going to probably light up the lab report like a Christmas tree. So I said, Kayla, now is probably not a good time to do blood work unless you want to see shit that you probably haven't seen before. So she's given me a little bit of a reprieve on my blood work until we get back from our holidays. I'm going to treat the holiday like a holiday. So we're still going to train because Antonella and I just love working out, and we typically choose a resort that's got a decent gym. So we're going to eat sensibly during the day, have a decent meal in the evening and enjoy the sunshine, get our steps in. We're going to Punta Cana, all inclusive. Haven't been on a holiday for a while because if you don't know, we got new French Bulldog puppies. And getting puppies while you're preparing for a contest, probably not an advisable idea. You've got way too much on your plate at that point. Adding an extra layer of responsibility. God bless Antonella for stepping up to the plate, doing what she does best and being the best doggy mommy in the business. We don't have children, which makes it somewhat easier, somewhat cheaper. And spend my money on chicken breasts and avocados, which I've been going crazy with. So the changes that we got going ahead. So coming up to the 2-week point, 14 days out, all the creatine is going to stop. At 10 days out, we're going to switch over from having diet sodas and Crystal Light and stuff like that. We're just going to switch over to regular bottled spring water. God bless Costco, loaded up on that. Going to be doing 7 to 8 liters of spring water a day. And why spring water? Because while it's a clean source, still contains trace minerals. So during that week, you don't want to be adding any extra shit that might bloat you. It's all kind of about, managing digestion, keeping your stomach tight. And that has been a very big weak point for me, is abdominal control. So I'm trying to work on that as best as I can. But again, at 55, it's a little bit of a challenge. It's not like I'm out crushing it like when I was in my 20s and 30s. It gets a little bit more challenging, and you have to switch shit up at that point as you get older, because it's about recovery, injury management, and keeping yourself in the game. So hopefully we're going to do well for that. Top 3 qualified to go on to the national levels. Pretty sure Antonella doesn't want to hear that I would like to do the national levels if I get the opportunity to. Again, not because I'm committed, just because it makes me feel proud that I can say that, hey, you know what? You did it. So getting that focus in and getting that dedication in and that commitment in. I really like the structure. So I'm going to stick with Paul after into the off season for a bit, help me structure some off season training. Not going to blow up 40, 50, 60 pounds. See, I've dropped probably 90 pounds or more, and that's a lot of weight to drop. It's a long time being on a diet. I can't imagine how much easier it would have been if I didn't let my weight creep up as much. So I'm going to keep jumping on my scale daily, tracking my weight, tracking my foods, following a clean meal plan, and just, keeping one foot in front of the other and getting it done. Antonella's back into training full swing as well at our home gym. I had to get out these last few weeks. Gets a little stuffy working out on your own inside, so you kind of want to change in scenery. And hey, you're looking good, so if you can flaunt it for a bit, why the hell not, right? So back at home, that's the update for today, 2 weeks. I'm probably going to start smashing the videos a little bit more frequently this last little lead up, because the changes are coming really, really quick. On another kind of crappy note, if you guys have seen any of the videos or my Facebook stuff, I'm all about the sauces and the seasonings. So that really changes the demographic of the meal if you can start adding in some seasonings. I love the Melindas, I love the Flavor Gang, been on to the Maritime Madness from the East Coast in Canada. They make amazing different sauces, hot sauces, barbecue sauces, all kind of low-calorie, clean sauces. But a lot of them contain a lot of extra sodium and stuff like that. Some of them even contain sugar alcohols. I'm not certain exactly which ones, but I'm just kind of scrapping all of them right now. So we're going to be going plain Jane, going into the show the last 10 days, Going to update you on some of those eating days as well. And we're going to knock it off here. Thanks again for watching. Subscribe. Check out ANS Performance for your complete line of sports nutrition products at 20% off. If you can save a little bit of money, helps me save a little bit of money, supports the channel, supports the process, helps to pay for our protein supply. Keep your protein high, keep your hydration up, keep your fat down, keep training hard, set yourself attainable goals, reward yourself accordingly. Don't be an asshole with the food. Enjoy life because you can. Thanks for watching. Cheers. Have a great day. Love you guys. And we'll speak soon. Bye.